Hello, everybody. Hey, it's Lori. How are you doing today? I want to stay on here for just a minute and let people come on. I hope your day was well. I hope your day was good today. It is absolutely gorgeous outside. I don't know if I have my light on. Hold on just a minute. That might be a little better. Okay. I had it was just such a beautiful day today, getting ready and everything. It was just wonderful, and I hope your day went well. I hope you got to get outside. Maybe you're outside now and you're going to catch this on the replay. I can't blame you. 6 o'clock, I wanted to try an evening session for those of you who can't make it around noon. And I want to make sure that you guys can hear me without me putting on my earbuds, because I would rather not. Here, hold on. Let's see. So, whoever gets on here, if you can let me know if you can hear me okay, that would be wonderful. And I will get started soon. And if you know any friends that would really enjoy this type of teaching, please share, or at least tag them and invite them into the group. I would love that. That would be so much fun. Okay, I'm going to get started here in just a second. We have a lot to cover today. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to do one thing here and adjust something. Hold on one. Thank you for your patience. Okay. All right, whoever gets on here, if you could let me know for sure you can hear me, that would be awesome. Okay, if you can, you are going to want to get a paper and a pen if you can, because you're going to want to take some notes. This is, I'll tell you what, this is of course not my original research or anything. I am basically, this program, or this 5-day challenge is a culmination of things I have been learning for, the last 4+ years. It is knowledge coming from my decade-plus time in the organic food industry, food manufacturing industry. It is from going to church. It is from all the research I've had to do, and the books I've read and everything, all the learning I've done from my training in weight management, and also through the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. I'm a member of that as a DTR. My health coaching certificate, all of this is culminating into this 5-day challenge and also a program. So okay, so with that, here's a book I would really, this has been, and not to, this is, it's kind of it's mind-blowing, literally, and it is called Think and Eat Yourself Smart, and it sounds kind of funny, but it is the most amazing book. If you are into figuring out your emotions and trying to harness those, and my gosh, you guys, we all have them, I mean, all the time, right? And if we're not human if we don't, and that's actually a beautiful thing of being human, right? Is that we have these emotions. It's how we handle them and what we do with them that is really important. And you are not just like a victim, or just what do I want to say? What's a better, a victim, or your thoughts are not just things that can sway you to and fro, and you have no control over. So what we're going to do today, I'm really excited. I'm going to teach you some principles I've learned in this book, and also it's a culmination of, like I said, a lot of things that I've been studying for years, and I've kind of put these all together for you, so you don't have to study 4 or 5 books and go to school on nutrition and all this stuff. Okay, so anyway, here we are gonna go. Okay, so basically, you're gonna want to take notes. We're gonna learn today how the mind is so powerful and how you can harness your thoughts, and that helps you harness your emotions. And our goal is to harness those emotions so that you are not just automatically, when you're upset, tired, stressed, lonely, bored, even happy. Even happy. I often go to food when I'm happy. It's so weird, but it's a thing. It's a thing. So it's about awareness. Awareness has been my key phrase for coaching, with my coaching programs and helping the people that I do, because really coaching is all about awareness. It's about getting people from where they are to where they want to go, and it's all about the steps in between and the awareness of what you want and what's not working right now and how we can fill those gaps. Okay, so anyway, okay, let's get on with this. If you get on here, say hi, and tell us also what your why is. And if you're seeing this in the replay, go ahead and put #replay in the comments, and go ahead and get us up to date on your why. Were you able to cut any calories this week through the session that we had on Monday, and a little recap yesterday? So go ahead and say hi to people. Okay, so get a pen and paper. Okay, so we are going to learn, and I have notes here because there's so much to cover. I will forget some key points, so please forgive me, I do have notes. Okay, so we're going to learn why your mindset is so powerful, and how does that even relate to weight loss. Okay, that's basically the premise of today. Okay, so I want to introduce to you that your mind and your brain are two different things. Now, what I'm going to do tonight is summarize very briefly almost this whole book, which I can't do. This author is amazing, Dr. Carolyn Leaf. I give her, of course, all the creds for this. These are things I've learned, these concepts, and you can see her. Oh, she's got a ton of she does TED Talks. She's on YouTube. If you just Google her on YouTube, you will find her. She talks about not only healthy eating and weight loss, but she also, how the mind, I think she even goes into relationships and all kinds of things. So I recommend that you follow her, because she's amazing. She's amazing. And okay. So with that, your mind and your brain are actually two different things. Think of, your brain is the powerhouse of your body, right? It makes everything happen. I mean, without our brains, we wouldn't be alive. Now, your mind is more of your conscious and your subconscious. So you've got two parts of the brain that work together. So think of it this way. In your brain follows your mind. I know this is it's not woo-woo, it's actually science. Carolyn Leaf is a neuroscientist, and she wrote this book. She also comes at this, as I do in my coaching and in my business, is I'm coming at this also through a Christian lens, and her entire book is marrying Christianity and the Bible. It's amazing, with science, which she is finding out in her 30 years of being a neuroscientist. It's amazing. So that's the other reason I liked it so much, because it's just putting everything together and it all makes sense. Okay, so you have your conscious mind and your subconscious. Now, your subconscious is the part of your mind that just is on autopilot, and that's where most of our thoughts come from. It's autopilot. Now, if we can, during those times when we're stressed, tired, lonely, bored, whatever, if we can, that's our subconscious mind. If we can break the cycle, if we can be aware of when we're doing this and break the cycle and go into our conscious mind, that's the key. That is the whole point of today. And we're going to go through more of this, but that's the whole point of today. I don't, and if people are on here, I'd say, does this make sense? So I'm just going to stop here for a second and say, does this make sense? Go ahead and comment. Okay. Okay. It's very, very cool. So, the mind leads the brain. And of course, the brain is the powerhouse of the body. It tells, gosh, it is talking to your hormones, when to signal hormones, stress, when to release cortisol, and all the other hormones, some stress hormones, fight or flight reactions, that kind of thing. So if we can harness the mind, we can do a lot of good things for our body. It affects the brain, which affects our body. I'm hoping you're following all this, because it's, yeah, okay. So I would say, are you following this? Give me a thumbs up. All right. So the brain changes. It actually changes because, oh, hi, Dr. J. The brain, okay, so I am talking about, real quick, I am talking about how the mind is different than the brain, and how your brain follows the mind. You'll maybe catch it in the replay, but you have the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And I was saying, if you can harness, when you are in a emotional state, that's more of a subconscious, like automatic reaction. And so if you can harness that in between, I have some exercises coming up here soon. If you can harness that in the middle of it and change from subconscious to conscious mind, that's when you can start making some changes. And so that's what we're talking about today, just to catch you up really quick. Okay, so, and I was telling people, tell me to slow down. Oh, you can't comment on mobile. Okay, mobile won't be able to comment. I can see your comment now, if that's good. Let me, hold on, just a second here. Let me see. All right. Okay, so anyway, okay, so I'll just keep going because we have a lot to cover. Okay, so, and the brain actually changes when your thoughts are going on, from all this mind activity, your brain does change. Oh, and I wanted to show you, I wanted to give credit where credit's due. I am going, a lot of this, I was saying, a lot of this 5-day challenge and a lot of my programs come from a culmination of so many, of course, my certifications, and all of that work, and then also other books that I've been reading. This is by Dr. Carolyn Leaf. She's amazing. She's a neuroscientist. Think and Eat Yourself Smart. I was saying I highly recommend this book. It's amazing. She's on YouTube. She does amazing work. And so I will show you, yeah. So I wanted to give credit where credit is due. I'm not making all this up. I'm trying to summarize the things I've learned here because it ties in with other things. Okay, so the brain changes because of action going on between the two minds, the subconscious and conscious minds. There's a lot of processing going there. And the brain actually makes proteins that form tree-like structures called dendrites, right? They look like trees. These are thoughts and memories. And so the more you think about something, um, it actually becomes um, like this tree in your brain. It becomes a thing. And this is where, Gandhi has said, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and then your values become your destiny. And so we are trying to harness this so that your destiny is awesome. Your destiny is health and where you want it to go. Okay, so neuroplasticity is what we're talking about, where your thoughts actually do become things in the brain. And has anyone heard of this before? Or is this new to anybody? And if you catch it on the replay, go ahead and comment on this as well. You've probably heard of neuroplasticity. I know Dr. J has. But neuroplasticity, it's amazing. It's a real thing. And that's why, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that's why if you wake up and you think, oh, I'm just so sick and tired of work, I hate my life, I wish things would change or whatever. If you can switch that, think of how your body responds to that type of thinking. We all do it. We all go through really hard times in our life. And then think, this happens to me a lot, and then I think, no, that's not how today is going to go. Today is going to be a beautiful day. Today, I'm going to make a difference in somebody's life. Today is just going to be a magnificent day and full of opportunity and full of life. I am alive, I am doing well, and I am blessed. And feel how your body changes physically from your words and what you're thinking. It's just amazing. It's amazing. You should practice that in the morning if you don't do that already, and just see how you feel. See how that feels. Also, you probably heard that it takes 21 days to create and change a habit. Well, according to her studies, it takes 21 days for a short-term memory to become long-term memory. So that is where if you are, and which memory is also like a thought. So if you are thinking on something negative for 21 days, it's going to be more long-term and ingrained than if you can try to change it. But the good news is, if you're thinking positively, the same can happen. So you can go from short-term to long-term memory in 21 days. Now, so once you're in long-term memory for 21 days, another 42 days, and that long-term memory, whether it's positive or negative, that's when it becomes a habit. So a habit is actually formed in 63 days. So I don't know if that's good or bad news, but to really change a habit, we have to give ourselves a couple of months of some work. Now, the good news is there's group support, and there's always friends you can call and things like that, and that's why we're here, to help each other. So it does take about 63 days to form a habit, and so that would be to form a new habit as well. Okay, so are you guys with me so far? Trying to get the two minds and everything. Okay, so all of this to say, if we can tap into and be aware of when our subconscious mind is kind of going nutty, or kind of getting out there and out of control, if we can be alert and do some activities to stop that, um, and change the focus into a positive one, that is when we're going to achieve lasting habit change, lasting lifestyle habit change. And so I liken this too. So I was in customer service with this organic food manufacturer, and I was a supervisor the last few years, and I did a training. I had everybody sit in on a training and how to deal with difficult people, because on occasion our customers were awesome, but on occasion you get that everywhere. So one key thing that I remember to this day that I can use now, which is really cool, is one of the trainers said, when a customer is kind of flipping out on you and they're just so emotionally upset, we were working with parents of babies and formula and some things like that, so it got a little emotional sometimes. And so they said the best thing you can do, of course, is to empathy, but ask questions. Start asking questions, because it gets the person. The right brain is your emotional side. It gets them into the left brain logic. So they said if you can get them from the right brain into the left brain, they're going to calm down, because you're making them think. You are just getting them out of that emotional state of, oh my gosh, I'm so upset, I can't even talk. I can't rationalize anything right now. And so that's what we try to do, and it really does help, because and then when they see you are empathizing with them and understanding and listening, it just helps the situation greatly. So if anyone is in customer service, there's a little tip for you if no one's taught you that before. So it's the same kind of thing for ourselves. If we can get ourselves out of that right brain emotion and get ourselves into left brain logic, then it really does help. And that, again, is awareness. That's what all of this is about. And hi, Diane. Welcome. So that is just very helpful. And I have some exercises. Well, before I get to that, yes, being aware is the biggest key, getting you from here to here, right? Okay. So also, I want to let you know, this is the cool thing. So not only does the mind affect your brain, but the food you eat, okay, this is think and eat yourself smart, right? So you think, what is that? So she also ties in that it's such a cycle, that the foods we eat affects our brain, which then affects our health, right? So the brain gets, and this makes sense because without our brain we can't live, right? So this is actually hardwired, that the food we eat, the top 20% of the food we eat goes to the brain first, which makes sense because it needs to be fed, right? So when the better your diet, the more nutritious, sorry, a bird fly by, the more nutritious the food you eat, the healthier your brain's going to be. And the healthier your brain's going to be, the healthier your body's going to be. And the healthier your thoughts will be. So that it's all tied in together. It's just amazing. So it's all a cycle. All of this is such a cycle. So if we can jump in and be aware and think, oh, instead of having that, I'm so upset, instead of having that pint or quarter ice cream to calm me down, we can try to get from the right brain emotion to the left brain logic, and that's what we're doing today. I keep saying that, but we are going to do that. It's a beautiful night. I don't want to keep you here for an hour. Okay. And I was saying, if you guys want to take notes, you might want to, and you might want to see the replay if you've missed some things, because it helps preface what I'm saying now. Okay. So the other thing is your I wanted to get into a little more too, that your brain and your gut are connected. And that's why when people have like IBS or um, maybe some digestive issues when you get stressed, that's exactly why, because it's all connected. It's all connected. And so the less stressed we can get, that's easier said than done, the better our gut health, amongst other things. There's always other things as well, probiotics and eating your greens and that kind of thing helps your gut too. And of course, it depends on your makeup. But when you do that, my understanding is when we are in our mom's womb, the brain and the gut cell is actually in one, and then as the fetus is formed, they then separate. And so it just makes a lot of sense. Anyway, you can look that up too and research that yourself as well, but it's just amazing. So, stress mentally, everything, okay, right? Thank you, it is. So stress affects your gut, it restricts your blood flow, releases cortisol, which is our stress hormone, our fight or flight. And so many times, stress is due to our thoughts, right? Like, we don't, we're not being chased by dinosaurs anymore, or hungry saber-toothed tigers, or whatever it was back then. And so now stress is just so much in the mind, and that's so much more dangerous to us, because the fight or flight is usually, oh, I have to run and hide, and then I can calm down because it's over. But of course, today, I know you've heard this, our stress is so chronic that it's hard to get off the cycle, right? So it's amazing. I'm just saying how it's amazing how our thoughts affect the body. It's just amazing. Okay. So, and that is neuroplasticity. Okay. Now, for anyone who this is kind of cool. If anyone is into scripture, there are a few scriptures, and I can write them in here, but I'll just give you a couple that backs all this up. Proverbs 18:21, life and death are in the power of the tongue. And then it goes on to say, choose life. Amazing. And what you speak, what you think and speak is basically your destiny. And that's what Gandhi is saying as well. It's really cool. Psalm 23:7, for as he thinks within himself, so is he. How are you thinking about yourself? What are you saying about yourself? And we're going to get into these exercises in a minute. It just helps back this up. Another key concept, and I'm not making this a Bible study, but 3 John 2, which is actually on my website as well. This is basically how I'm coming at health coaching, just to let just so you guys know more about me. It's that you be in health and prosper as your soul prospers. And so what your soul is your mind, your emotions, and all of that. And so to be in health and prosper as your soul prospers is saying that as your emotions, your will, your thoughts, and all of that, as those prosper, so will your body. So it's just really interesting. I wanted to throw that out there in case anyone would be interested in that. Okay, so are you guys with me so far? I know some of you came in the middle. Okay, all right. So one unique feature of the way this coaching program works, it's called acceptance-based behavioral theory, is that we accept that this isn't a quick fix. We accept that losing weight and doing lifestyle changes can be difficult sometimes. It can be challenging, yet because we know our why, we know our motivation, our core value and motivation for doing this, that it's okay to be uncomfortable. And I am willing to give up some things sometimes. It's not total deprivation, because that doesn't work either. I don't want people to misunderstand that. But it's just knowing that I'm willing to be uncomfortable sometimes, because I know my goal is to be with my grandkids one day and see them get married and be able to play on the floor with them and run around and chase them, or whatever else your why is that you found. So that's one basis of this kind of different program, and it does prove results of lasting habit change. It also acknowledges, and I've said this the first day, that this is not your fault. It also acknowledges that we exist in an environment that is constantly triggering our hardwired desire to get pleasure from food and rest. I mean, who does not want to be able to go to the beach all the time? I would love to be at the beach and just eat whatever I want, and whatever. So we are hardwired that way, and we are living and to top that all off, we are living in an environment where everything is so easy for us, and food is everywhere, and our lives are so convenient. We don't have to walk miles to get water. Thank you. So grateful. But so we have to make extra effort to make changes and make them last, I guess. So, and like I was saying Monday, being in the organic food industry, I know a lot about how messed up the food industry is overall, and there are people really trying to make better foods and healthier foods, and that was great to see. Because when I started I started in 2007 with this organic based company, and I saw the whole industry in 11 years completely turn around, and it was wonderful. We were kind of ahead of ourselves, and so and I saw how I was in customer service, how the questions were very different from when I started to when I left a year ago. So anyway, it's not your fault, and so a lot of these things that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show a couple more tomorrow night too. Some that you may have never heard of. They're kind of fun. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of these exercises to help you get out of your subconscious mind to your conscious mind. Okay, so one this is a little different. So, and I have, this is one of your homework assignments for tonight to try. If you go into, when you're in the Facebook group, you go to the left-hand side of the page, and it says about, discussion, members, videos, photos, files, units, and whatever. If you go into files, there's a file, and it's called Only If, Even If worksheet. And it's an Excel file. You can actually see it in one of my posts too, because I uploaded it about 5:30 tonight, so you guys could have it. So the concept of only if, even if statements are, let me get this here. Let me give you some examples to try. And again, this is saying that I know this could be a little uncomfortable, but I'm willing to do it because of my why. So only if statements, we're going to change them to even if. Only if I'm able to go for a daily walk. I'd be able to go for my daily walk only if I could have more energy when I wake up in the morning. So been there. Who's been there? So been there. Even if, so we're going to change this around. Even if, okay, I'm going to go for my daily walk even if I feel like I have no energy when I wake up tomorrow morning. I'm just going to commit that time. I'm going to do it anyway. One more example. I'd be able to eat a healthy dinner only if I didn't have to go to work events at night. Even if I will eat a healthy dinner even if I have to go to work events at night, which means you can plan ahead. You do some meal prep, which are other things that I do for clients. So fun. Let's see. Yes. I'll be able to meet my calorie goal only if my family would stop bringing tempting foods into the house. Yes. I've had teenagers. We had bags of Doritos. What are those? Jacked Doritos or something. I was like, come on, you guys. Really? So anyway, some crazy stuff. Anyway, so that's only if, even if, I will meet my calorie goal even if my family brings tempting food into the house. And if you have kids, what family doesn't have like ice cream in the house, right? So it's just kind of, the other thing that's all connected, maybe Diane would agree, is planning ahead. Planning ahead just makes a world of difference. And I'm not even talking just meal prepping, but getting your mindset, again, mindset work, getting your mind set ahead of time of how you're going to try to handle situations. Like this. Okay, after dinner, little Joey, my son, he's not, is going to want to have a bowl of ice cream after dinner. So how am I going to handle that? Because I'm really going to want to have a bowl with him. So what am I going to do? Well, he can have some, and I'm going to, maybe he can learn how to do it himself, but I'm going to watch him so he doesn't take a whole bowl. But I'm going to tell myself ahead of time that, yeah, maybe I can have a spoonful and enjoy it. And, yeah. What? Oh my God, I was just thinking of asking my husband for support. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. Yes, get your family involved. Ask for help. That's so awesome, Diane. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Oh wow. That's a long day. Yeah, that's great. Planning ahead helps so much. And how, okay, I went to, what was it? I was at my parents' for dinner, and on the way home, I thought, boy, when I get home, I just want to have like a little dessert or something. I want to have some chocolate. And I thought, you know what? If I start having chocolate, I'm going to want more and more. So they're in Delaware, Ohio, so I had a 45-minute drive. And I thought, okay, by the time you get home, it's going to be 9 o'clock in the evening. You don't need chocolate. You don't need that. So what I did is I thought, okay, I'm going to start talking out loud. And this is another practice. Is, okay, when I get home, I am going to, and sometimes what I would do is, sorry, I have things going on here. Instead, I would sometimes sit on the couch and relax and watch some TV before I go to bed, which isn't the best thing either, because you want to shut down. I said, okay, when I get home, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to brush my teeth, and I'm going to get ready for bed. And I'm not even going to go in the kitchen. My kitchen and family room, I'm kind of in the kitchen now, but my kitchen and family room are tied together, and so I got to really watch it, because it's so easy to go into the kitchen while you're watching TV. So I said, nope, you know what? I'm going to change my routine, and you guys, it worked. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, yay, I didn't do it. I didn't do it, and I felt so much better. The next day I wasn't, bloated, or I slept better because my body wasn't digesting all that food in the middle of the night. And so I was really happy, and I spoke it out loud. I said, here's what you're going to do when you get home. And it worked really well. I was so thrilled. So those are just some techniques when you plan ahead, even your mindset. How am I going to handle? Okay, another one. When I was working full-time, how many people would bring in donuts to work? I don't know if you guys run across that situation. What are some situations maybe that you run across during the day or week where you might do this and sit like something that's kind of predictable, like, oh, we're having an office party, um, you know, what will make my future self happy? I love that, Diane. Thank you. I love that. I love it. That's so awesome. Like there's an office party, or I know that so and so, gosh, they're leaving, and we're going to have a party for her on Friday, and I know there's going to be cake. So it's just, how am I going to handle that? What am I going to do? Um, you might be good by just having a couple bites of cake. Take a little piece and enjoy it. That's awesome. But if you're a person that is going to just want more and more and more, you might want to just avoid it and bring something else from home that you enjoy. And instead of eating the cake with everybody, enjoy the time, and then you can go back to your desk and enjoy your little treat or something that's healthier. So it's different ways to do that, but the more you can kind of plan ahead, the better. And that, like I said, that was between meal prepping, mindset work, or anything. The only if, even if statements could help you as well too. So I printed out a copy. So the sheet, it's just a real basic sheet that's in the files that you can print out, or you can even write this down on your own sheet of paper. But so if during this next few days, if you run into something, if you're struggling with something, something like that, like, when I'm tired, I don't want to, only if I have the energy, I'm going to go for a walk. How can you change that around? And writing it down is powerful too, because that helps your mind also. It gets everything from here down to something kind of tangible on paper. And you can then, you guys, take this and put it on your refrigerator so that it's a motivation, and have it there to keep people accountable. Your husband, your kids, whoever, that yourself. If you're by yourself, that keeps yourself accountable. You can see it. Put it right on the refrigerator and say, you guys, this is what I'm going to do. All right? That's one idea. Okay. The second one is, all right. Your thoughts are things. So what do you say? What are some things that you're saying about yourself and your future? Are you saying things like, I guess the next one is to pay attention to what you're saying. Because what you think comes out, and what you think in your heart and your mind, it comes out, right? So, and it really, what does he say? Your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. So what you say can become your destiny. It's amazing. It's just amazing. So what are you saying about yourself? What are you saying about your body, your future? And write that stuff down. And just really pay attention to what you're saying. Are you saying things like to your coworkers? We say this all the time. I've done it. We all do this. I'm so sick and tired of this and that. I'm so sick and tired of my job, or I'm so sick and tired of not being able to sleep at night, or I'm so sick and tired of this icky joint, or whatever, how can you change that around? And I don't have a worksheet on that, but it's as simple as getting a sheet of paper or your journal. Journaling is awesome, you guys. Just journal and say, let's see, this is my current statement, and this is how I'm going to change it. So, let's see, what is a good example? What is an example of what you guys might say? Is there something that you currently, like right now you're thinking, oh, I say this all the time, I should not say that anymore? Or how about even because this is stressful. Financial. So, man, I never have any money for anything. I just never have enough money. That's not good either, because that's going to cause you stress, right? So if you can turn that around and say, you know what, my budget, someone wants to, they want you to do something with them. You know what, my budget doesn't really allow for that right now, but it will. It will soon. Something like that, where you're recognizing what is right now, but you're putting it in a way that leaves it also open to change for something positive. You're working on it. You're doing that, and I might feel a little tired today, but think, why is that? Did I not sleep well because of something I ate, or was it just maybe a sick child last night kept me up? I've had to change sheets and diapers at 3 a.m. if someone has the flu, or they have to change the diaper at 3 a.m. and you're just tired. But you don't have to dwell on it and talk about it a lot either, because that just makes it worse. So just saying, you know what, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, or you don't even have to say it, but you're just thinking, I'm just going to go to bed earlier tonight, and I'm going to eat maybe lightly for dinner so that I really get some good sleep. That kind of thing. So it's a lot of positive talk. And I've also heard this wonderful podcast that we all have a relationship with our body. And do you say mean things about your body? I do. It made me really think about it. So I'm going to give you an example, and I'm just throwing my stuff out there for you, because that podcast changed. Wow, it was a wow thing. And I am taking that also and working with clients on that, because the part of my body that I'm not as fond of as other parts is my stomach. Ever since I've had babies, it just isn't, of course, just not the same. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So if I keep saying to my stomach, I don't like you, if I don't talk to my stomach, but if I'm saying that to people, your thoughts become things, right? So I thought, wow. So I actually, after this podcast, I thought, one of the guys on the podcast, when he was an adolescent, he was, a little chubbier, and he would sit there in front of the mirror and say, I hate you, body. I hate my body. And he would actually punch himself. It is so sad. So he said later in life, he learned that, oh my gosh, I have a relationship with my body. I'm actually saying abusive things to my body, and I'm hitting it. So he changed that around and started speaking life to it. And so I thought, wow, I have to recognize to my stomach, and I'm putting myself out there, you guys, that thank you for expanding to carry my beautiful children. I have 2 amazing adult children. They're 22 and 25, and I don't care. I would do it over again in a heartbeat. And so I actually said, stomach, thank you for carrying these children. And I just started speaking more life, and it actually helped me. So that's kind of out on a limb. I don't know if that's a little woo-woo for you, but we all have a relationship with food and our body, and this is just like speaking life into them. And I just wanted to throw that out there in case it helps anybody. And I was very vulnerable there, but that is true. That is true. So turning negative thoughts and even little phrases that you say to people into positive ones about anything in your life. The other thing is saying things out loud. Hear yourself say things out loud, like I did in the car. I said, nope, this is what you're going to do when you get home. And I did it, and it really helps, because you're not only thinking it, but now you're hearing it. So it's another sense. And again, your words become actions, right? So your thoughts, your words become actions, and then it all spirals from there, either good or bad. So speak things out loud, and you don't have to do it with everybody there, but when you're alone or under your breath or something, even just speak it out loud. And if you're stressed at work, speak something positive. What are some things that so you're at work and you're in the middle of a busy day. What are some positive things that you can start speaking out loud, even if it's under your breath? Go ahead and share some in the comments if you have any ideas. I am capable. You got this. This will make my future self very happy if I keep up with this project. I've got this. I am incredible. In fact, I've got, hold on. I kept this at work. Hold on just a second. This is on my refrigerator. Some daily affirmations. Today I am 55. Oh my gosh! Congratulations! Smoke free. Awesome! And you're going to be 50. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Diane. Thank you for letting us know. That's so fantastic. I love it. I don't know where I found these, but I had daily affirmations at my desk at work. And if I was getting stressed out or feeling, what do I want to say, incapable or something, I would say, or tired. Here's an example. See how this makes you feel when I say this. Today, I am brimming with energy and overflowing with joy. Ooh, my body is healthy, my mind is brilliant, and my soul is tranquil. I am superior to negative thoughts and low actions. I have been given endless talents, which I begin to utilize today. Woo! Is that not? And I'm a words person, so these are really helped me. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. I am guided. Let's see. Hold on. I possess the qualities needed to be extremely successful. Is that fun or what? So have something like this at your desk. I was not even going to share those, but that is so fun. That just got me all woo. There's something called the 5 love languages, and I don't know if anyone's heard of that. If so, give me a high five there, hands up. But there's your love language, like to fill your love tank, is acts of service. Let's see, quality time with somebody, words of affirmation. That's my number 1. There is physical touch, and I always forget this last one, gifts, giving gifts and receiving gifts. And so it's really neat to know what your love language is, and also the love languages of your family, your spouse, your kids, because if you can fill their tank, I'm telling you, you're going to have a great relationship. So see what works for you, but words of affirmation work really well with me, and you might want to have some at your desk so you can even say them under your breath. I got this. I'm good. I know what I'm doing. And get through your day. This is not going to break me, and I'm going to go home and eat a healthy meal when I get home and celebrate that today was a great day. Okay. All right. I have gone on now for almost an hour, so I'm going to close this up, guys. There's a couple more things. Tomorrow, I am going to be on, I will announce it because I'm planning on being on at noon. I cannot do the evening tomorrow, so I will try to be on during the day. But if you are not able to, I'm going to try to get on at noon. So if you have a break at lunchtime and you want to catch me, go ahead and do it. I would love it. And if not, this Facebook group will just have all of the videos on it as well. So you can just come in anytime. You can check in at 3 in the morning and see what I said. So that's great. So your homework tonight, and I'll post this. So your homework tonight is to do the only if, even if statements. And again, in your files, or there's a worksheet even in a post that I did around 5:30. You can just click on that and download it. That's your first assignment. Your second assignment is to think about what things are coming out of your mouth. Are they positive or negative? And there might be a mixture of both. So it's to be aware of what you're saying about yourself, even about other people, because that affects you, about your job, about your future, about your life now. What are you saying? And the most common, I would just challenge you to do 2 or 3 phrases. So the most common 2 or 3, write them down on one side of the paper. And then if they're negative, if they're positive, awesome. Write your positive ones down too. And if you're writing, write them down. And then if they're negative, write down the positive one on the opposite side so you can start changing that. And then put these on the refrigerator or on your bathroom mirror or somewhere where you're going to see it every day. In your car, if you want. You can start, you know what? I talk to myself in the car on the way to work all the time. All the time. All the time. And by the time I got to work, I was pumped. I was pumped and ready to go. I also listen, instead of listening to the radio, I listen to a lot of good CDs, a lot of good teaching. Or you can listen to podcasts that you like, because you're feeding your brain some really positive, good stuff, so that by the time you get to work, you are ready to go. And you are going to affect the people around you, your coworkers, even more. Yeah. So I challenge you with those 2 things. Dream, you guys. Dream, dream, dream of what you want your future to look like. Write down and speak these positive things in your life, what you want your life to look at, and just dream. Just dream, you guys. Share your progress in the group. I'm going to be on here again tomorrow. I've got 2. It's not going to be an hour. I'm going to keep it shorter tomorrow. Sorry. I have 2 more. I would call them strategies. You could call them strategies to help a food craving when it's starting. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. If you find a lot of benefit in this, please share. Invite your friends to this group. I'm going to keep this up for the next week, and then I'll probably shut it down. So if you take notes and invite your friends, because there's still time, and they can watch all the replays as well and interact with people. Okay? So Diane and Dr. J, thank you so much. If you're catching us on a replay, go ahead and say hi and make your comments, because I'll be checking throughout the evening and the day tomorrow, and I'm going to be on around noon tomorrow. And if that does change, I will post in the group when I'm going to be live, if that is different. Okay? I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Diane, thank you so much, and happy birthday tomorrow. 56 young. That's right. All right. I'll talk to you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.